Business Bites with Invest Northern Ireland. Thinking of growing your sales outside Northern Ireland? Visit investni.com/export for help and advice to go further and grow stronger in export markets.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Business Bites from Bauer Media Audio here in Northern Ireland. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media Audio in Northern Ireland. And each week we delve into the world of business to bring you an interesting story. Well, this week, it's my pleasure to welcome Brian Allen to Business Bites. Brian is the MD of Stroll Insurance. Brian, welcome to the program.
Good morning, David.
Well, it's great to have you here. Let's get into the conversation. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. You're the MD of Stroll Insurance. We can talk about the insurance company in a second, but obviously that must be your background, is it?
Well, I've been in financial services now for longer than I care to remember. Largely been in banking and direct banking, so looking after digital banking and back whenever ATMs were very popular, ATMs and indeed telephone banking. So that's where I kind of grew up and that's where my career focused. And it's only in the last 5 years that I've entered into insurance. So that's been a little bit of a change, but many similarities to what I've been doing for the last 20 years.
Very good, very good. Let's talk about Stroll Insurance. You're the Managing Director of Stroll Insurance. And now to me, when I just remember growing up with my parents, and the insurance man, which is what it generally was back in the day, used to come round and they'd sit down with his clipboard and they'd go through lots of papers and big, long discussions. And obviously in more recent years, that process has been streamlined, although still with a lot of financial service regulation attached to the whole process of insurance. So it's always felt quite a big job to get the insurance sorted out for yourself and for your business. So what's different about Stroll Insurance? How did it come around? And tell us a little bit about the company.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stroll Insurance right now focuses solely on car insurance for individuals. And it's exactly what you've outlined there, David. And we're part of one of the biggest insurance groups in Northern Ireland, Tighe Insurance Holdings Limited. And we had identified that exactly what you said, that getting your car insurance sorted every year is a bit of a pain. It's a bit of a chore. And organizing your documents through the year is a bit of a pain. It's a pain point for everyone. So we've all had that experience where, for whatever reason, we need our insurance documents. We go to the top drawer, we look for them there, we look for them in the bottom drawer, we have no idea where they are. And it was about time that someone disrupted this market and brought digital and technology to disrupt it. We also were quite lucky in that through the lockdown period, a lot of people adopted digital who maybe didn't adopt it before. So that increased our footprint. We had people who were getting their COVID certificates and so on through their mobile phone, and that made people comfortable with technology. So what we have done is built a car insurance broker, Stroll Insurance, that focuses on digital, is digitally led, but there are still people in the background at the end of the phone that should you need help or have inquiries that can help you. And it's for those people, for that demographic who like to do things digitally, which is increasing on a daily basis.
Yeah. So when did the company launch, and what were the pros and cons of taking this uber digital approach that you've taken?
So the company launched in February last year. We had a soft launch, February just earlier this year. We had a soft launch and we had our marketing launch in April. So we deliberately have been going slowly and growing the company slowly. We want to make sure that the customer experience is top notch. Everything we have done has been in collaboration with our customers. So from the initial concept, we tested that with our potential customer group. The design of the customer journey, we tested with our customer group. Every web page that we have has been designed with our customer group. And as we are ongoing, we have been collaborating with our customers. Even the brand itself was co-created with a customer focus group. So everything is about the customer. Everything is about making life easier for the customer. Everything is about being able to do your car insurance in the palm of your hand, wherever you are at a time that suits you. And we've been delighted with the response and the customer feedback so far.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a very intuitive process, and that I imagine that you're looking at the way that customers engage and the feedback, and you're sort of molding things as you're going along. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And look, one of the mistakes that businesses sometimes make, and I have made this mistake previously in banking, is that whenever you're benchmarking, we love this phrase benchmarking. Whenever we're benchmarking how we serve our customers or how we're doing, we benchmark against our peers in that industry. But actually, our customers don't do that. Our customers' expectations are being set by the digital companies, by the Amazons, by the Apples, by those companies that we know have a superb digital experience. And we should be benchmarking ourselves against those. That's where we have set the bar for Stroll. That's where we aspire to be, a truly phenomenal digital experience for our customers. And also, we aim to give the customer the price that is the price for the insurance digitally. There has been a belief among customers that if you give your car insurance company a call, you may or may not get a cheaper price. That's not the case with Stroll. With Stroll, the price that you get on screen is the best price that we can offer. So it eliminates all of that, having to phone around, having to call us and haggle. That's not what we're about. We're about giving a really straightforward, honest, simple experience.
Right, and obviously, insurance and the insurance markets are heavily regulated. It's a regulated environment. Has there been any challenges in sort of the migration from? I just have this idea of making sure that you have signed a form in ballpoint pen, and it's been witnessed. I mean, all of these things. How have you migrated the regulatory scenario online? Has that worked out well?
Yeah, the regulatory environment has been no problem for us whatsoever. The regulatory environment, in my mind, is a de minimis. It's the minimum you should offer your customers. We're way beyond that. So what we aim to offer our customers is way beyond what the regulations would require us to do. So that has not been a problem. I mean, regulation is good and competition is good for everyone in this industry.
Yeah, and what about the challenges for the car insurance business? Because obviously the last few years have affected many businesses. I'm not particularly aware how it would have affected the insurance business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so look, clearly through lockdown, there were some parts of the car insurance industry that suffered a little bit. For example, the taxi business, so taxi drivers, there were less taxi drivers, they needed less. They didn't need car insurance when they weren't out working. We had some people who were taking their cars off the road because they weren't using them, and that we were all affected by the lockdown. What we have seen is we've had a full recovery, and we're no longer impacted. So I would say we're back to normal, and that's great to see that the economy has normalized.
Very good. And does the Stroll website cover commercial use for commercial as well as private?
So we have great ambitions, and we in the future have ambitions to bring the Stroll digital experience, particularly into the SME space. But for now, it's personal customers with their own car. It's not for commercial.
Okay, so tell us a little. You touched on the future. We're all looking at the crystal ball into 2023 and beyond. What are you seeing in the car insurance market, and particularly where's Stroll going to develop in that?
So Stroll's focus will be responding to customer needs. So we will continue to develop functionality that makes life easier for customers. We will then bring that functionality to a wider audience. So that may be the lower end of the SME market. For example, those guys that you see in the white vans who are hugely busy at the minute, making life easier for them to be able to get their van insurance is somewhere we would like to go in the future. But for now, our sole focus is to make life easy and to be responsive to the needs of those customers who need to insure their car. And we have a growing demographic like me. I'm probably in the older end of that demographic, David, but there is a demographic who don't like to speak to people. I queue for the self-service checkout. Similarly, I like to do my car insurance digitally, and that's just how I've grown up digitally. I'm a digital native. There's a growing demographic. We want them to be able to do everything that they need to do for their car insurance digitally in the palm of their hand at a time that suits them.
Okay, just finally, Brian, just tell us a bit about the Stroll family here in our part of the world. To give us an idea of the company size and what kind of roles are people working on within the business?
Yeah, so we have a whole variety of roles, and I say we're very lucky to be supported by Prestige Insurance Holdings Limited, which is one of the biggest insurance companies in Northern Ireland. So that company has in the region of 700 people here in Northern Ireland. We in the Stroll part of that family, we're beautifully formed. We have all sorts of roles ranging from digital journey managers, we have statisticians, we have project managers, and we have our customer success team. So those people who are answering web chats and indeed phone calls to support our customers.
Sounds like a real homegrown success story.
Absolutely. And culture is at the heart of everything we do. And I'll say it again, companies say this, we actually do it. The customer is at the heart of everything we do. They create everything with us and we deliver on what they need.
Well, Brian, we are glad that you joined us this morning. We're happy to give a real positive endorsement to you and the team at Stroll and Prestige. And we wish you nothing but further success into 2023. And thanks for sharing your story with us today.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for having me.
Business Bites with Invest Northern Ireland. Go further and grow stronger with Invest NI. Visit investni.com/export to reach your exporting potential. Invest NI. Go further and grow stronger.